Welcome to the online lecture series on 8051 microcontroller. In this video tutorial, we shall discuss about the TCON register. So before I discuss TCON register, I will explain you some of the characteristics of the clock signal. Okay, because that knowledge is necessary to understand the TCON register. So if you see the clock should be accurate, and your clock is always having 50% duty cycle. So 50% duty cycle means the T on and the T off time will be equal. Okay, and this entire thing is one clock period, one count. Remember, I said you have connected a crystal of 11.0592 megahertz, that is internally divided by 12 to get this clock. So if you internally divide by the 12, you will get 921.6 kilohertz. So this frequency is 921.6 kilohertz. Okay. So one clock period will be equal to one count. That's the meaning. Now in this clock, uh, this is called as the high level. Okay. We call it as high level. This is the low level. See, you might have also studied in digital electronics while studying the flip-flops. That's indicated. And this is the rising edge. So when this is the edge, okay. So this is from low to high edge triggering, and this is from high to low edge triggering. Now why this is important is it depends upon the programmer how he configures. Okay, as I said, your timers can also be used as counters to count some event. Suppose a product passes through a conveyor belt. How will you determine? That depends upon the hardware circuitry you have designed. Suppose you have designed a hardware circuitry wherein whenever a product passes the conveyor belt, you will generate a falling edge. Okay, so whenever a falling edge is detected by the microcontroller, okay, it means one product has passed. Okay, suppose if you have designed in such a way that whenever you get a high level, okay, whatever might be the duration, it means a product has passed. So now you have to configure your microcontroller to this configuration to detect a high level. Suppose if you have designed a hardware wherein when a product passes, it will generate a rising edge. In this case, you have to configure your controller for this rising edge. So these configurations are done in your TCON register, that is your timer control register. So for your syllabus, it is not there, but it is important to understand. Okay. So if you see your TCON register, timer control register, this is bit addressable. Okay, you can access a single bit. Okay. Now, the first 4 bits, they are basically related to the counter operation. IT0, IE0, IT1, IE1. 0 indicates these bits are related to timer 0, and 1 indicates these bits are related to timer 1. Similarly here. Now let us understand first this. Okay, IT0. What does he say? He says this is external interrupt 0 signal type control bit. Okay, what does it mean? It is set to 1 by the program, that is by you, to enable external interrupt 0 to be triggered by a falling edge signal. in the sense, if you want the event to be detected by the falling edge, okay, then you have to configure this bit as 1. And if you want to if you want to configure this for low level, then you have to set it to 0. Okay, so this bits decides the event triggering type. Okay, so as I said, if your hardware was designed for low level triggering, okay, then you configure this for falling edge. And if your hardware is designed for low level signal, then you configure it for low level signal by writing it 0. Okay, IE0 is the external interrupt 0 edge flag, which is connected to your external pin. It is set to 1 when a high to low edge signal is received on INT0 bar. Okay, so whenever a high to low edge signal is received on the external interrupt, okay, then this bit is set to 1, and automatically this is cleared. The same explanation is for IT1 and IE1. These 4 bits we will not be using in our configuration, and hence whether you write 1 or 0, it is irrelevant. Okay, so basically we will be writing all these bits as 0, 0, 0 only. Now coming to the next bit, the 4th bit, TR0. This is to start timer 0 or stop timer 0. If you make it 1, timer 0 is started, and if you make it 0, timer 0 is stopped. The next bit is TF0, it stands for timer overflow. So as I have said, whenever your timer overflows, that is from FFFFH to 000, then this bit is set. Okay, to indicate that whatever the delay you had set, it has elapsed. Similarly, you have TR1 bit, it will start timer 1 if it is equal to 1, and to stop the timer you have to write it 0. Similarly, you have timer overflow bit. Okay, this is also set by the processor. Okay, set by the hardware means the processor sets this, okay, to indicate the overflow has occurred. So basically we will be using only these 4 bits. Okay, TR0 to start or stop the timer, TR1 to start or stop the timer 1. These bits are set by the processor itself. Okay, we are not going to set these bits. The processor will set whenever there is an overflow. Okay, so when we write the program, so you will understand better. Okay, thank you.